What if I told you that some of the purchases you make every day are silently draining your wealth, keeping you trapped in a cycle of financial struggle? The rich get richer because they spend differently. Today we're breaking down 10 purchases keeping you poor, backed by data, financial insights, and the psychology behind why we overspend. Stick around till the end because number 1 is the biggest silent wealth killer. Let's talk about something we all love but secretly drains our bank accounts: brand new cars. The moment you drive that shiny new car off the lot, it loses 10 to 20% of its value. Within 5 years, your car is worth less than 40% of what you paid for it. If you buy a $50,000 car, you've essentially burned through $30,000 in depreciation alone over 5 years. Now, imagine if you took that $30,000 and invested it in the S&P 500, which historically returns around 8% annually. In 30 years, that money would grow to over $300,000. The wealthy see cars for what they are: tools to get from point A to point B. They'd rather put their money into assets that appreciate in value, like real estate or index funds. So, what's the wealthy alternative? Buy used cars, my friends. Aim for cars that are 3 to 5 years old. They've already gone through their steepest depreciation curve, saving you thousands. Let's talk about credit cards. High-interest credit card debt is a trap that keeps millions of people stuck in a cycle of financial struggle. Let's say you have a $5,000 balance on a credit card with a 20% interest rate. If you're only making minimum payments each month, it'll take you over 30 years to pay off that debt. You'll end up paying more than $15,000 in total. That's 3 times the original amount you borrowed. The wealthy understand the true cost of debt. They know that high-interest credit card debt is like a financial anchor dragging them down. So, what's the wealthy alternative? Simple. Pay off your credit card balance in full every single month. Use credit cards strategically, for rewards and cashback, but never as a crutch for borrowing money you don't have. Remember, debt is not your friend. It's time to break free from the debt trap and start building real wealth. Let's talk about something we all see, maybe even crave: designer brands and status purchases. That Gucci belt, that Rolex watch, the latest Yeezys, they promise a certain image, a feeling of success. But let me ask you this: are you truly wealthy, or are you just trying to look the part? Wealthy individuals don't waste money on depreciating assets. Instead of chasing fleeting status symbols, they invest their money in assets that appreciate over time. Imagine you spend $1,500 on a designer bag every year. That same $1,500 invested in index funds with an average 10% annual return would grow to over $100,000 in 20 years. The wealthy alternative? Spend on investments, not appearances. Invest in your education, your business, your health. True wealth isn't about flashing designer logos. It's about financial freedom, security, and the ability to live life on your own terms. The lottery and gambling, the tax on hope. The dream of winning big is alluring, but the lottery is often called a tax on the poor for a reason. Your chances of winning the Powerball jackpot are about 1 in 292 million, yet millions of people spend $20, $50, even $100 per week on lottery tickets, hoping to defy those astronomical odds. Over a lifetime, that's $100,000 or more, money that could have been invested, saved, or used to build a more secure future. The wealthy understand that building wealth isn't about get-rich-quick schemes. It's about making smart, calculated decisions with their money. So what's the wealthy alternative? Invest in things that offer a higher probability of return, things like stocks, real estate, or your own business. These are the avenues that, with hard work, dedication, and smart decision-making, can lead to real, sustainable wealth. True wealth isn't built on luck. It's built on a foundation of smart financial choices. Subscription overload, the silent wealth drain. Think about it. You've got Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Spotify, gym memberships, cloud storage, maybe even that meal kit delivery service you swore you'd use more. The average American spends over $200 per month on subscriptions, which adds up to a whopping $2,400 per year. Over 30 years, that's nearly $500,000 in lost wealth. The wealthy are incredibly mindful of their expenses, even the small, recurring ones. They understand that those seemingly insignificant monthly charges can add up to a significant drain on their wealth over time. So, what's the wealthy alternative? Audit your subscriptions regularly. Go through your bank statements and identify any subscriptions you're not using regularly. If you haven't used a service in a month or two, cancel it. Redirect that money into investments, savings, or paying down debt. Daily coffee and eating out, the convenience cost. That $5 latte or $15 lunch might seem harmless. But here's the thing, those small indulgences add up, and over time, they can cost you a fortune. That $5 daily coffee adds up to $150 per month, or $1,800 per year. And if you factor in a $15 lunch every workday, that's another $3,600 per year. Combined, that's $5,400 per year spent on convenience. Now, imagine if you took that $5,400 and invested it in an index fund, averaging an 8% annual return. In 20 years, you'd have over $250,000. The wealthy alternative? Brew your coffee at home and pack your lunch a few times a week. By making more mindful choices, you can save a significant amount of money each year and invest it in your future. Unnecessary home upgrades and oversized homes, the McMansion trap. Buying more house than you need is one of the biggest financial mistakes people make. A bigger home means a bigger mortgage, higher property taxes, higher insurance costs, and higher maintenance expenses. Many home renovations add little to no actual value to your property. The wealthy understand that a home should be a place of comfort and security, not a financial burden. They're focused on building equity and investing in assets that generate income. So, what's the wealthy alternative? Buy a modest home that meets your needs without breaking the bank. Focus on building equity and invest the difference in income-producing assets like rental properties, index funds, or your own business. Remember, your home should be a foundation for financial security, not a drain on your wealth. Payday loans and buy now, pay later schemes, the debt spiral. Payday loans are notorious for their sky-high interest rates, often exceeding 400%. BNPL schemes, while seemingly more benign, are often just another form of predatory lending. They encourage impulse purchases by allowing consumers to buy now and pay later, often with hidden fees and deferred interest charges. If you can't afford to buy something outright, financing it through these predatory services will only make you poorer in the long run. The wealthy understand that debt is a tool to be used strategically, not a crutch to lean on. They avoid these predatory lending practices at all costs. So, what's the wealthy alternative? Live within your means, create a budget, track your spending, and save for the things you want. True wealth is about building a solid financial foundation, not digging yourself deeper into debt. The latest gadgets and upgrades, the tech trap. A new iPhone comes out every year. There's always a faster laptop, a thinner TV, a smartwatch with more features. Constantly upgrading your tech is a financial black hole. If you spend $1,500 on the latest iPhone every single year, in 10 years, that's $15,000 spent on a device that will inevitably become obsolete. If you had invested that $1,500 each year instead, at an average 8% return, you'd have over $22,000. The wealthy understand that technology is a tool to be leveraged, not a status symbol. Use your devices for as long as possible. Wait for significant upgrades before replacing your tech. True wealth isn't about having the latest gadgets. It's about making smart financial decisions that support your long-term goals. Trying to impress others, the approval trap. Spending money you don't have to buy things you don't need to impress people you don't even like is a bottomless pit. The fancy car leased just to keep up with the Joneses, the designer clothes bought on credit to fit in with a certain crowd, the lavish vacations taken just for the Instagram photos. There will always be someone with more, someone newer, someone flashier. The wealthy understand that true wealth isn't about seeking approval from others. It's about building a life of abundance and security on your own terms. They invest first and spend later, not the other way around. So, what's the wealthy alternative? Focus on your own goals and values. Surround yourself with people who support your journey and celebrate your successes, not those who judge your every purchase. True wealth is about living a life of purpose and fulfillment, not trying to impress people who ultimately don't matter. So there you have it, the 10 purchases that are silently keeping you poor. Remember, building wealth isn't about depriving yourself, it's about making conscious, informed decisions with your money. It's about understanding that true wealth isn't measured by the things you own, but by the freedom you create for yourself and the impact you make on the world. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these purchases surprised you the most? What changes are you going to make to break free from these wealth-draining habits? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.